Hi everybody, how are you doing? I thought I would get in today and see how everybody's navigating all of this energy, everything's happening, all of the changes, all of the uncertainty in the world. So I thought today I would get on and just maybe talk about faith at the moment. Like at the moment, a lot of us that have been on this path for a very, very long time, it's like our faith and trust and everything has been pushed to the absolute limit. This isn't just the last couple of years. This is like, thousands and thousands of years that this agenda and this big fight for dominion over humanity has been going on. So it's a lot of people are getting really exhausted. A lot of people are finding that, like just losing faith, losing trust. A lot of people are giving up now. And now's the time. It's like, there's a saying, don't quit before the miracle happens. And it's like the man that was digging for gold, and he was digging and digging and digging and digged for such a long time. And he did it for such a long time. And then one day decided that that was it wasn't going to happen. And he gave up, and he was like 5 minutes away from where the gold was. So we're sort of at that place at this moment in time. We're sort of at this, place of uncertainty. There's so much uncertainty going on. There's so much in the external world that is there to basically terrorize people and to keep them in a state of fear. Inflation's going through the roof, petrol, all of that sort of stuff it's all part of this. It's all part of this movie that needs to play out, and there needs to be a massive event of awakening still to come. We haven't had it yet, and a lot of us, we think we're prepared, but none of us actually really knows what's coming or how it's going to manifest. Just that it's going to be really, really big, and that it's necessary, because humanity can't move forward. We can't move into the consciousness that a lot of us have come from different highly evolved civilizations that we've come from. So that a lot of us have come in here knowing that we're here, we've got a mission. There's always been this deep knowing that no matter what you're experiencing, you're being protected and guided, that there's a reason for it. There's always been like an observer type part of the self, just observing whatever's going on in the physical body. And also too, through the years, and probably through the centuries, spirit has given us so many tests and so many initiations, and so it just feels like we've had to jump through hoops for so many lifetimes. And especially the divine feminine, is the divine feminine that's been absolutely crushed and smashed and hung and burnt and persecuted in every way, shape and form. But this is about the divine feminine standing up now. And this is about the divine feminine rising and stepping into the full power and beauty of who we are. And we can't know our light until we've known our darkness. So we're transversing. This is like humanity at the moment, and it's about to go through the dark night of the soul. A lot of us have been there more than once, and in more than one lifetime we've been through this dark night of the soul, and it felt like, what's the point of being here, and what's the point of all of this if this is the way that it keeps going. But as you go through these processes, when you're at that point on the kitchen floor where you're sobbing and you're eating your ice cream and you're in tears and you're in that absolute place of despair, you're actually in your most powerful place. And the reason for that is that, and this is like what's happening in the world at the moment too, externally. It's like we race through life, we keep ourselves busy, we swallow our emotions, we get busy, we work, become workaholics, and so we're not present in our families' lives, or, we're too tired to do anything, our life becomes our work, or we, distractions, we're easily distracted, whether it be drinking, smoking, doing drugs, shopping, whatever it is. We have these ways of avoiding being still and being at one with ourselves. And that's what's happened in the world, is that it's become so busy and so fast, and we've got technology that speeds up time, it speeds up consciousness, we've got all of these things. So when you actually hit that point where you hit the floor and you've actually just got off the rat race and the hamster wheel, it's actually your most powerful point, because you've got two choices. You can go up, and you can go, right, okay, I'm ready to see the truth of everything, because these moments are always truth moments. These moments are always the moments of revelation. All of the things that we've been hanging on to that we weren't aware of, all of the false beliefs, people in our lives, situations, jobs, whatever it is. And when we hit that point, and we're at that point of just absolutely sobbing to the core, that's where the place of truth comes, and that's where your place of power comes. So as I said, we've got two choices. We can get up again, because knock us down 7 times, we'll get back up 8. And every time we get back up, we get up stronger, we get up more empowered, we're more self-love, more compassion for the self. It's faster to go through. It might be more intense when we're going through it, because I find now that if you're going through a really intense process, it's super intense. I tend to sort of every 6 weeks, it feels like around every 6 weeks, I'll go through a really intense process of just absolute, I call it my wallowing weekend. So, but that's the point that we actually start, okay, what is it that doesn't serve us in our life? So if we're getting to that point with humanity now, we're getting to that point where everything's going to get to that point where everyone's sitting on the floor sobbing and going, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And this is where all of the truth that we've, the truth that we have been told isn't truth. All of the things that we've learnt through our lives and through all of our lifetimes has been a lie. But at the core of it, the truth has been who we are. The truth of that knowing at the core of who we are, of ourselves, that no matter what lifetime, no matter what's happening to you, that at the core there is that sense of self and this divine connection to spirit. And that's what our process of evolution has been all about. It's been about peeling back all of the layers, peeling back all of the illusions, and it keeps happening. Life's like an onion. You peel back the layers and you get to the center, and then there's more layers to peel back, and that's just the reality of life, and that's the reality of being on this path of evolution and ascension, whatever you want to call it. But we're at this time now where a lot of people are feeling, because the veil's so thin and the matrix is about to be smashed, and literally it will be, we're feeling things a lot more keenly, especially if we're empaths, feeling the pain of the world and the sorrows of and the suffering of the world, or, feeling the anger, or feeling the, just the hopelessness. There's so much hopelessness. So we pick up on what's going on in the collective and we feel it. But there's also this sense of joy and this sense of excitement and a sense of anticipation for a knowing of what we've already experienced, a knowing of who we are. And we're coming back into that. We're coming into the full manifestations of who we are. And that's such a powerful thing. And that's where our faith has to be really, at the moment, probably more so than it's ever been. The faith of a mountain, the faith of a mustard seed will move mountains. And that's where we need to be in ourselves at this moment. It's like I'll use the analogy of giving birth. You go through all of the stages of gestation, and you can't wait for that baby to be born, and then as it gets closer, you start sort of feeling anxious, and then you start getting pains, and okay, I can deal with this. You go through the different stages, and then you get into the last stage of labor, and it's like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I don't want to do this. I can't do this. It's too painful. And then when you let go and surrender, you give birth to this beautiful new life. And that's literally what we are doing. That's literally what this whole process of everything that we've had to go through is all about. So even though it's really difficult at the moment, we still haven't got to the 4th stage of labour. It is coming thick and fast, and I don't feel like it will be a long labour, because we've been in the birthing room for a very long time. But now's the time to really shore up that faith in yourself, to really be compassionate with yourself. A lot of people, a lot of clients are saying, that their old wounds are coming up, old thought forms, old hurts from childhood. Past loves are reappearing in their lives. So this is a time, plus we're in Mercury retrograde, so this is a time for reflection. This is a time for sort of looking back and also realizing how far we've all come on our journey. We have come such a long way. If you think about the last couple of years, it feels like lifetimes. Like, who would have thought this time last year we would be here now, and then the year before, all of the things that we've had to come through. And it's like this birthing of like from that lockdown, that right through to now. And it's again, we've got two choices. We can stay down and we can allow this to carry on, and we can allow it to continue to dominate us, and it will for a lot of people. They will just shift into a whole different, and they'll just carry on doing that, because unfortunately there's a lot of people on the planet that are safe and happy in their uncomfortableness. So, and that's always been the way it is. But those of us that have been on this journey, that have gone inside, turned all of our belief systems inside out, that we've basically reinvented who we are, or recreated who we are back to the source of who we are, back to the love, back to the joy, back to the beauty of who we are. Because all of those veils and all of those illusions and all of those lies that we've told ourselves and that we've been told, they're just dissolving away. So we can become this beautiful essence of who we are. So that's what this time's about. So we haven't quite hit the storm yet, but you can feel that it's coming. And this is where also too, like if you're feeling the consciousness of the suffering of humanity, that suffering's always been there. Unfortunately, that suffering's always been there. And if we worry about it, we're actually feeding that realm. So we need to just keep sending light to that suffering, like to release the suffering once and for all for humanity. If you're in there, feeling the anger and it's also a reflection of what's going inside. When you're feeling something outside of you, it's because there's something inside of you needs to be healed, or needs to be nurtured, or needs to be just heard. This is what this process is all, as above so below, as within as without. So all that we're going through at the moment is a reflection of whatever's going on in your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. So excuse me. In Australia here, we've just had the elections, and so there's a lot of people feeling discombobulated because of that. But when you can step back from it and just see that it's the movie, and just see that it has to play itself out, because if this is the thing that'll wake people up, it will be, because different people will be woken up with different things. We've got to get to a place where there's enough energy on the planet to actually bring about this massive awakening. So again, it's like that near-death experience. It's like when you have like a breakup in a relationship and your heart's absolutely devastated, or something, or someone dies, and it feels like death. It feels like, you know, you feel like you'll never get through it, but you know what? We do get through it, and we come through it brighter, we come through it stronger, and we come through it more empowered. So that's what we're at now. We also need to keep our energy and our vibes really high to support those. A lot of people will be angry, and this is inevitable. It's part of what has to happen for the evolution, because anger can be a powerful creative force. And yes, it might be destructive initially when it first shows itself, and there's already rioting in different places around the world, like Sri Lanka and places that are normally very, very peaceful places, because they've just had enough. They can't do this anymore. So what's happening in one place will happen in all places, because that's just part of this process. That's part of this process of de-evolution. And that de-evolution has been within us as well too. We've had to basically pull ourselves apart and rewire, change our belief systems, basically change our hard drive. We've actually basically had to delete that which doesn't serve us on our hard drive, our internal hard drive, get rid of all of the old files, the things that don't serve. So again, as above, so below. This is what's happening internally is happening externally. When you go through a process of healing, I always say to people, you need to allow the space for transformation. You need to know that, okay, once you start on a journey of, and this is also part of with the world as well too, once you go on a journey of healing, you've got to allow space for things to change, and quite often you'll start a period of like a healing journey, and then all of a sudden everything in your life will turn to crap. Everything will fall apart. Everything, I get a lot, oh my God, I met you and my life fell apart. Well, excellent. That's so good, because I'm a catalyst. I'm a shit shifter. I'm here to help you shift your shit. That's what we do. We've all got jobs to do. And you go through this process of like it's like everything in your life will fall apart. All of those things that were illusions, all of those things that we've been hanging on to, that marriage that we're staying in there just for the financial, the financial support, because we don't trust ourselves to back ourselves enough to know that we can do it on our own. Or, that job that we've been in for 30 or 40 years, because it's safe and it's comfortable, but there's no growth that comes with that. So that all of these things that we've been hanging on to, all of the people in our lives, all of the friendships that we've maybe outgrown, or we just have to keep on moving forward, because that's what our journey is here for. We're here to evolve, we're here to grow, and we're here to become all that we can be. So this near-death experience on the planet that is about to come is necessary. you know. And again, everyone will have a choice, because there will be a big cleanup period time afterwards, you know. That's where we, the light warriors and the ones that are here who know that we've got a bigger purpose in this, and the higher picture, a higher purpose in the bigger picture of all of this. You know, that's why we need to be really, with our energy at the moment, we need to be honoring how we're feeling. You know, if you're feeling that collective pain and suffering, you know, allow yourself to feel it, but don't dwell in it, you know, and then just transmute that energy. We've got to transmute that energy of suffering into, so it's neutral, so there is no more suffering, so into harmony. See that anger, you know, that anger has to rise up. People need to get up and stop being so complacent, because we have been for centuries. We've just allowed blindly to be masked, to be blindfolded, to be, you know, we've allowed all of that which has occurred on the planet. So, and those of us that have sort of like, that have been on this path for a long time, we're breaking the matrix first. You know, we're breaking the matrix for the ones that will come behind us. We're here as the way showers for the ones that will come behind, the ones that are starting to wake up, you know, or the ones that have been on their journey that are going to help the ones that are starting to wake up. So I don't know if what I'm saying is making a lot of sense, but I just get this really strong sense now that we need to really be, need to be uniting. We need to be honoring our energy. We need to be honoring each other. And we also need to be just trusting and knowing that we will get through this, no matter what because no one knows in exactly what form it's going to come or how it's going to look or whatever. But the event that's going to bring the world to a place of awakening, it's very, very close. It's imminent. And even though we've been feeling that for a long time, they've been jumping timelines, but it just feels now that everything is so close. There's so many things being revealed. There's so many people that are finally being brought to justice. You know, there's just so much happening. So look at those things every day and see them as the miracles of change, that the tide has actually turned. We're moving forward into this time now of, it's like a 360-degree turn, you know, so everything had to come to a grinding halt in a different way, you know, at the beginning of this process where we were all shut in our houses, to now where we're actually, our hearts are open as a result of it. Our hearts are more open. Freedom is a given, because it's like nobody has the right to take it from us. So this is about us claiming our sovereignty. And it's that freedom from within. It's the freedom to be who you are unapologetically. You don't need to answer to anybody. You don't need to please somebody else to gain their approval for love. You know, you don't need to be anything other than who you are unapologetically. And that's what this time's about. Fifth dimension is the throat chakra, which is about truth, and it's about the divine feminine. It's about speaking up. It's about stepping into your power. It's about being all of who you can be. So yeah, so I just thought I'd get on and just because so many people are just feeling so many emotions at the moment. So we'll do a meditation to help keep you grounded, and we've just got to keep focusing on what it is that we want to create. If you could create the life that you want with no limits financially, in any way, shape or form, with absolutely no limits, how would it look? And the more that we do that, the more we co-create that consciousness together, the more that we bring in all of the things that we're wanting to, you know, that beautiful life that we know that we deserve, that beautiful life where you don't need to worry about money and the day-to-day existence of things, where you can live your life, living your passion, doing whatever it is that you need to do. You can be where you're being of service to humanity, or where you're traveling, whatever it is that you are, that your heart's desires. And if there were no limitation, how would your life look? So now's the time to be thinking about that. So we'll do a meditation, and just so you can start visioning that. Those that know me, you know, you've been following my meditations for a really, really long time. So this is just expanding on what we've already done. For those of you that don't know me, go onto Facebook, Sequoia Haskell, Clairvoyant, and you'll see there's heaps of meditations in there that we've done. And over the past 2 years, we've done hundreds of meditations, and we've taken humanity on a journey through the chakras, healing all the wounds. We've done all sorts of different things, healing the divine masculine, the divine feminine, because this is part of energetically our consciousness raising the consciousness of humanity. So even though it doesn't feel like we're doing a lot, we actually are doing a lot, because we are really powerful, and the energy that we put out there reverberates around the universe. So we'll just do a little grounding meditation and just a little visualization now of what it is. If you could have the most divine, amazing life, what would it look like? So if you just want to take a really deep breath and just close your eyes, and as you breathe in, breathing in spirit, as you breathe out, you're breathing out spirit. As you breathe in again, you're breathing in spirit, and you're breathing in the essence of your higher self. And as you breathe in, feel all of your physical body expanding with this beautiful essence of your higher self. Feel all of the cells, the atoms, and the DNA in your body now rising to a higher vibration. Feel your auric field being cleansed and cleared, and feel this beautiful energy of your higher self running through your veins like alchemy. Above your head is a beautiful golden beam of light. This beam of light comes down from the cosmos, bringing in all of your fifth dimensional codes of remembering who you are, remembering all of the gifts from all of your lifetimes, all of the beautiful skills and the lessons and the blessings, everything that you've come to share in this lifetime now, coming forward into the here and now. We're also calling in all of your soul fragments from all dimensions in time and space to come back now whole and healed. So feel this beautiful consciousness now coming down into your auric field, down around you, down around your shoulders, all the way through your auric field, and all the way down through your physical body. These beautiful codes of remembering of who you are, all of your gifts of sharing, of wisdom, of knowledge from the ancient times. We're also calling forward now all of your multi-dimensional selves through all dimensions in time and space. And as you do so, see yourself standing in this beautiful spotlight in the center, and all of your multi-dimensional selves are filing in a circle around you. These are from all dimensions in time and space. The aspects of you that have been wealthy, that have been business people, that have been successful, that have lived opulently and abundantly. Bringing in all of the aspects of you that have lived the other side of that as well too, the poverty, being hungry, cold, and all of the sacrifices that had to be made for survival. Calling in all of the creative aspects of you, maybe the Picasso, maybe the musician, the writer, the teacher, the builder, all of the beautiful gifts of mastery that you've carried through from all dimensions in time and space now coming together. Bringing in all of the beautiful gifts of nurturing, the mothering, the teaching, the healing, all of the beautiful gifts of the divine feminine for those that have been persecuted for nurturing and for loving, all of the gifts of the divine mother, the power of the intuition, and the power of the mother nurturing and loving the child unconditionally as she does herself. Calling in all of the adventurous parts of you, those parts of you that would go and explore and create and invent and do all of the things that your fearful part of you would hold you back from. All of those things that would bring that adrenaline into your life. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's flying. Whatever it is, bringing forth all of these gifts of adventure. Calling forth now all of the divine relationship aspects of you. The lovers, the fathers, the mothers, the parents, the grandparents, all of the parts of you, all of the roles that you've played, all coming together now whole and healed. All of the soul fragments have now been healed of all of the trauma from all of the lifetimes. Feel the power, feel how powerful you are. And see now the playful, spontaneous sides of you, the inner child that's carried you through all of your lifetimes, That beautiful inner child that's playful and spontaneous and creative, that giggles and laughs and runs and plays and is free as a bird. Feel now the freedom of all of the inner children from all dimensions in time and space, from all of your multidimensional beings now playing together. See a field around and they're playing and laughing and giggling, fully expressed, fearless, moving forward, knowing who they are, falling down, getting back up, running, laughing, playing, being spontaneous, bringing back that essence of play. And as you observe all of these inner children now, see all of the other aspects of you now. Maybe the dancers, the singers, the performers, all of those that would bring wisdom, that would bring knowledge, that bring healing, that bring growth, that bring inspiration. See now around you the biggest celebration ever, as all of the aspects and soul fragments of you now come together, celebrating in the jubilee of who you are. See them now, giving you the reverence that you deserve for the journey that you've walked through so many lifetimes. And see all aspects of you now feeling this reverence for themselves, and they're part of this journey also. Feel now the magic as everybody dances and steps back into the sovereignty and the playfulness of who we are. And feel now the abundance of who you are coming from the very core of your soul. That beautiful abundance for the journeys that you've walked through all dimensions in time and space. Feel now the amazing magnificence of who you are. And feel now all of these soul fragments, all of these aspects of you coming into you like beautiful glittering gold dust, coming together now for you, the sovereign being, you, the divine God, the divine goddess, fully empowered, fully activated and self-realized. Feel now the magic and power of this as you reclaim your God, Goddess energy, and as you reclaim your superconscious self, sending into the DNA of all of the soul fragments and all of the multidimensional aspects of you through all dimensions in time and space, the highest vibration of love, of healing, of purity, of abundance. And feel this now as we send this forward to all of humanity, to all of the DNA of humanity now. The celebration and the integration of all of the soul fragments. And see now all of the souls on the planet that have struggled to be in this physical body now, leaving happily and joyfully, ready to reclaim your next physical incarnation in the beautiful golden dawn. And sending forward now all of this energy into the future of everybody's fully actualized, full multidimensional selves now co-creating the new world that we all came here to bring about. The new world where all of the children are safe and happy, and they learn from a young age about selfhood, responsibility, communication, relationships, and all of the life skills that they need. Where all of the wisdom of the elders is again being revered and they pass it down through the generations. Where all of the communities come together and everybody's gifts and talents are well utilized, for each person has an important part to bring to the table. See now humanity thriving, where there is abundance on every level, where there is no man, woman, nor child that is hungry nor homeless, that all have their food and shelter and all of their needs met with grace and ease. And sending now this wave of energy to all of the events that are about to come, bringing light, bringing inspiration, bringing revelation, and bringing transformation for all of humanity to awaken to the beautiful golden jubilee, the beautiful abundance of every man, woman, and child on this planet. So feel now the power of that, sending that energy forward into the future, sending it back and bringing it back in time to the here and now. And feel now all of your cells, your atoms, and your DNA being reactivated. See now your auric field being fully cleared and cleansed of all cords, programs, contracts, vows, any implants, any programs, and any entities. There is no consent now, for our light is high. We do not consent to any of this darkness anymore. So as we reclaim our light, feel that light now shining across in every heart of humanity, so bright that the darkness has nowhere to go. So feel now the power of this. And as we send the darkness off into the light, we give thanks for the illumination that all of the darkness has brought, for without the darkness we would not know our light. So giving thanks for all of the trauma through all of the lifetimes, all of the sacrifice and all of the evil acts that we now no longer consent for. So as humanity, we step together now, valuing all of life and loving unconditionally and truly and wholly. And feel now the beautiful energy of the Christ consciousness coming down upon the planet. For the energy of the Christ consciousness is that of self-love, self-awareness, and self-realization. So feel the power of this now shining across all hearts of humanity, sending it deep down into the core of Mother Earth, and sending it to all beings on the planet and in all other dimensions in time and space, raising the vibration of faith and pure love to all beings on this planet at this time. May all the guardians of light come and assure those that are feeling at this time vulnerable, feeling lonely, feeling unable to cope, and feeling that there is no point to all of this, sending reassurance now. And may all of them, each and every one, choose the highest outcome for their greatest good. And let us not judge any of those choices that any may make. Let us be the voice of compassion and reason, and let our hearts be open to envelop and engulf all of humanity, and to bring comfort and nurturing to where it may be needed. For that is the truth of love, is being service and being in love and being in care for all of those around us. Feel now this beautiful energy coming back into your auric field, and feel now this higher self auric cloak coming down around you, wrapping around like angelic wings. All of the colors of the rainbow, colors you would not see with the physical eye, wrapping around you now. Reclaim your sovereignty, your light, and your power. You are God, you are sovereign, you are free. The time is now to claim it. Feel the essence of that as your heart opens, and sending this energy of your beautiful open heart out to your day, out to your week, out to the month, out to all beings on the planet. And may this light go where it's needed. As you gently come back down into your body and back into the room, know that your DNA has been changed, and that your consciousness has again been lifted to another vibration. And know that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and so it is. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. Sending you so much love, so many blessings. Remember, what's going on in the outside world is, it doesn't have to affect your inner world. Staying in your heart, just know that this is a movie on the outside, and you know, we can engage in it or not, but we're creating our own movie. We're creating our own, you know, we can choose the actors in our lives, we can choose the dramas, we can choose the scenes, and that's what we're doing at this moment. So seeing life as though there was no limits, and having the faith of a mustard seed will move mountains. So just trust in the miracle of who you are. Sending you all so much love and so many blessings, and have a most beautiful, magical, magical day.